Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Pink Crochet and I'm back. Sorry. Yes, they normally come on Sundays, but this Sunday it was my I had to catch up with everything that I fell behind on, so I wasn't able to come online. Coming online is, to me, I think that's something that I should, be a little more dedicated to. but guys, life is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Life happens, and for me, I fell behind on some important things in my home, and I mean, it's not really bad. I mean, I could have, it wasn't, pressing or anything like that, but for me, your home is your peace. And if things are messy for me, like even if it's just a little messy, I get annoyed. I can't rest. And so I'm not a neat freak, but I want certain things a certain way. And so I took Sunday as a day of just cleaning up, and yeah, it's pretty much all I did all day. and catching up on things that I fell behind on. Some of them were like projects. So I was working on a project. It was a book. So just so that you guys know, I actually wrote a book. I do have a book. I have an ebook out there, and it's a religious book. It's prayer. It's a prayer book. So how it's a journey in it's a journey closer to God through prayer. That's not the title. But I had it up because that was my very first ebook, and the very first book that I launched. I didn't go to market it. I didn't promote it. I promoted it I didn't promote it very well. I announced it on my Holy Trinity Prayer House website, where you could get it for free. Okay. And I know that people downloaded it. There's nothing, no bugs on it or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's no trackers or anything like that, but it shows the website on who actually not who, but how many people downloaded it. And that's pretty much it. There's no personal information or anything like that was shown. There wasn't who, where. It's just how many times it was downloaded. So, there were people who were, interested in learning about how I drew closer to God in prayer. And that was a real, based on my own prayer life and how I got there, and my prayer life has changed when I switched over to Judaism. So I think I've drawn a lot closer. There's a better understanding. There's more clarity. Not so much, there's more clarity, if anything, And so I appreciate that. And yes, I'm dedicated to it. I've had multiple people call me up or text me or, talk to me about my conversion and how it may not be, but it's, to me, okay, like, I think if people are going to, and this is for the Christian community, okay? Christian, Catholic, whatever you want to call yourself, as long as you believe, I'm just going to let me get this clear with you guys, all right? If you believe in Christ and Jesus is Christ, then you are a Christian. It doesn't matter if you're Catholic, it doesn't matter if you're Methodist, it doesn't matter if you're Baptist, it doesn't matter if you're, it does not matter what denomination of Christianity you are Christian, as long as you say, I believe that Jesus is Christ and the Messiah. Boom, Christian. Because you know what, some of you guys are on the wrong page. You think that, I'm not Christian because I'm Catholic, and it's like, no, you're Christian. You're Christian. You're just a denomination of Christianity. That's it. Oh, I'm not Christian because I'm Orthodox. I'm Orthodox Greek Catholic. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're Christian. you're Christian. If you understand what the name Christian means, the definition, then you'll know that, oh, okay, it doesn't matter what denomination you are Christian. But one thing that I do not, I just, I see how much of a nuisance I may have been when I was real hardcore Christian to like, I seen some of the mess ups that I made, and I can see why some people were very upset with me, including people in the Jewish community, because of the Merry Christmas and the Happy Holidays, and I was very adamant with that, and I'm sorry because I didn't understand. I understand now why you want to say Happy Holidays rather than Merry Christmas, and no, it's not right that you be forced to have to accept something that you don't embrace completely in its entirety. And that's part of being respectful as a Christian or as a person of God. So, I mean, this journey in Judaism has actually opened my eyes and and revealed how ignorant I kind of was, as a hardcore Christian or Catholic, as you might say. And, I feel horrible because now that I'm on the flip end, and this is a blessing of God, you know what I'm saying? Whoever prayed for this, you got that. But the blessing of God is that He'll reveal to you your mistakes too. And so as I go through this transition, as I embrace my Jewish ancestry and ethnicity, I realized how wrong and how pressing I was, and how wrong I was, in certain things. Like I now have my friends, kind of like demanding that I believe and I say and I profess, and I'm like, bro, first of all, this is my spiritual journey. Second of all, why the freaking hell are you jumping to conclusions? Third of all, he's a Jewish rabbi, Jewish man. Bruh, stop. Like, bro, stop freaking trying to push shit on me when you don't even know the entire story of what the fuck is going on. Of course they're not gonna say it like that. That's the monologue going on in my head. What I just said. But I'm not gonna swear at them, but what I was saying is that, please don't jump to conclusions and assume something that you don't know nothing about. When it comes to a person's spiritual journey, you don't push anything on them. For me, my whole time as being a Christian ordained minister and founder of a ministry, when I've never, not once, ever pushed my belief on someone. I stood strong and stayed adamant, like the Happy Holidays and stuff like that. That was me, standing firm in my belief, in which now I feel was kind of ignorant. I didn't, because it wasn't directed towards the Jewish community. It was directed towards Satanists, because I thought that was the behind the stories agenda. I thought they were trying to cut that out, not knowing that, oh, wait a minute, we have another community that loves God, and that's not part of the religious belief. That it gets complicated. It gets complicated, and that's why I think maybe I'm bringing this up, because they definitely deserve an apology from me, because I was very pressing on that. The complication of it is it has to do with the fear of God. It has to do with the fear of God. And so rather than pushing a belief on someone who's being cautious, or who's standing firm in their belief, I think the best thing to do is to share your mana, or share what you think, share what you feel, and leave it at that. Let them take the lead in their decisions. Because, oh man, this past month has been a month where people are just pressing their understanding and their assumptions on me, and for me, These are people that I love and people that I know and people that are close to me. And it's like, look, I don't know how to say this in a way which will not offend you. And I want to say it in the kindest way possible and the less offensive way possible. But I can't explain to you in its entirety because I'm in the middle of it, you know, and I am seeking. So my focus right now is not what they're focusing on, you know. My focus right now is learning the laws and abiding by the laws, which for some can be challenging, but for me, I'm just, you know, I'm in this position where I kind of desire it, you know. That's what my focus is. My focus is not what they're focusing on. My focus is and this is something that I taught while I was ministering, is that everyone's spiritual journey is different. Everyone's spiritual levels are different. Everyone's spiritual understanding is different. So when you speak to someone, you share and praise God. But if you're not in the capacity to be guiding someone, and they don't come to you for guidance, you know, if they don't come to you for guidance and that's what they're looking for and that's what they're desiring, then, you know, don't press them into your own guidance. Don't press them into your own belief, you know, because everyone has their own path. Everyone's at a different spiritual level. And you find your group that is within that same spiritual level. And you connect and you praise and you glorify. And either you're going to level up, or you're going to change paths. So I think an apology is necessary for the Jewish community, because now I understand how annoying it can be. And I was there before. I was the one on the flip side saying, we're gonna say Merry Christmas. no happy holidays. But I thought it was a completely satanic move, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why I was very pressing about it, because I never thought about that little middle community, the Jewish community. It never popped into my mind and dawned into my mind. You know, there's people in this world that didn't know we existed, you know. So at some point I was there. I was like, what, huh, what, there's an, okay. So they still exist. And that was me when I was a little kid, you know. That was me when I was a little kid. We studied the Bible. I'd go to CCD. I was practically raised in the church, you know what I'm saying? That was my hub in my home. So that was my hub in my home. No, I wasn't an orphan. I had parents, but they always pushed my brother and I into the church. You know what I'm saying? Freaking after I got married, I probably was orphaned. You made a bad decision. But you choose him or us. So, but anyways. There are people like when I was a young child and I was learning about the Bible, and you know, I thought it was historic. You know, I didn't think that you know, these people who ended up becoming my people, because I have, you know, Jewish ancestry. Some of my family are like, no, we're not, because they don't want to go through the hardships. They're like, what? Are you freaking crazy? Stop saying that. But I'm like, hey, you know what? I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't deny my ethnicities. I am what I am.